Hi, I'm Emily, and in the past few weeks I got kicked out of the UK, moved into a Parisian apartment, reunited with my London flatmates, turned 30, made new friends, and visited nearly every stationery shop in the city. And now the time has come to say goodbye, but not without squeezing every last drop out of my final days as Emily in Paris. Hello. Gosh, I need a tissue already. I have not been feeling well the past few days, but I'm feeling a little bit better today, and I've signed myself up for a drawing tour, which I don't really know what to expect from that. I think it's like half drawing lesson, half like tour of Paris. First, I'd like to establish this as a no judgment zone as I show you my art. Second, the lady that came up with this idea is honestly a genius. It was such a unique way to see Paris and also learn a little bit about art techniques. And third, not to brag, but I did develop a little bit of a fan club at the museum. It was made up of two little girls who did not speak English and were very easy to impress, and the art teacher translated for us, and it was a very cute interaction. We only had about 20 minutes at each stop, so as you can tell, I did not make any masterpieces, but I had a great time pretending to be an artist in Paris. Bonsoir. The Eiffel Tower is sparkling. You can't see it. Hold on. Okay, the Eiffel Tower is sparkling. I don't know if you can see that. Finished my art class, and then I went for a hot chocolate with this lady that I met on the art class tour, and that was really lovely. And then I was just gonna go home, but then I missed my bus, so I've decided I'm gonna do a little bit of walking around. So join me. Starting at Invalides. I walked for a really long time, but I was on like a really busy street, so I didn't get any like aesthetic content for you. Sorry, I'm in a quiet area. Bonjour. Still not feeling 100% today, but I am feeling better. Don't know how much I'm going to be able to do today, but I really don't want to leave Paris feeling like I haven't taken advantage of being here enough. It's not like I have things that I'm still wanting to check off. I just want to be vibing in Paris, and I want to feel the Parisian vibes. And yeah, so I think I can do that today. We'll see. I then proceeded to have, in my opinion, one of the most perfect Paris days, starting with the markets, where I didn't buy anything at first, but then I was like, no, I need to properly experience this. I'm having some regrets about not getting anything at that farmer's market, so I'm on my way back because I feel like I could really use a little pick-me-up from there. Had a very delicious galette, which was I think potatoes and onions. It was so good. I also picked up a pot of chocolat, which I will have. And I think next I'm gonna go to the Musee Rodin. This is the place for you if you like to be a little bit delusional and pretend like you live in a mansion with a beautiful garden in Paris. At least that's what I was doing while I was there. I can't even tell you how happy I am that the sun is out today. It's just amazing. Rodin was a sculptor who was really invested in portraying things accurately. So instead of, as I was saying, my gimbal just freaked out. Don't know what happened there. But anyway, as I was saying, he was very invested in portraying people accurately. So instead of making everyone look muscular and trim, he focused on portraying people actually how they were. As I said, today was all about soaking in the Parisian ambiance, and what better way to do that than strolling along the Seine. I kept hearing things about the boulangerie with the so-called best croissants in Paris, and so I figured today was finally the day to go give it a try for myself. Okay, it's time for a quick taste test. I got a pot of chocolat, of course, and the croissant, which is the thing that they're known for. Wow. That's definitely the most flavorful croissant I've had.
I can recommend. I was just walking by the Pantheon and then I saw this bubble tea place and I was like, I'm gonna go get some bubble tea. And then I turned the corner and there's the apartment from Italy in Paris. I was not intending to come here, but kind of funny.
Good evening. I'm about to head into the Orsay Museum. On Thursday nights, they stay open late until 9:45, so I figured this would be a good way to make the most of my evenings. So let's go check it out.
If you like Impressionism, the Orsay Museum is the place to go. Every time I've gone, it's been very crowded, and I don't know why I thought going at night would make that less so, but I was wrong.
As I've been walking through the Van Gogh exhibit, I had a sudden memory flash into my mind of something I watched when I was younger. I think I was in middle school. I think it was about paintings that came to life, or this guy that went into paintings or something. Van Gogh was definitely involved. I cannot remember what actually the show was though. I'm having one of those days where I just cannot decide what to do. I really should have made a plan last night so that this morning I wasn't just scrambling to decide what to do. The thing is, I've done everything in Paris that I want to do. This is my last weekend though, so I need to make the most of it. I need to go do something that I really want to do, but I don't know what I want to do. I understand this is a really dumb scenario to be in Paris because there's so much to do. I think I'm just overwhelmed with decisions. After some deliberation, I decided on Montmartre because it's got a little bit of everything, which is kind of perfect for when you are just roaming around aimlessly. I did a little bit of shopping, and then I had never been on the funicular before, and since I have an unlimited Metro card, I decided why not. When I left Montmartre, there were still 2 places in Paris I wanted to go that I hadn't been yet. One was this rooftop, which had a nice view, but it was very crowded and not very peaceful, so I didn't stay there very long. On the opposite end of the spectrum was Jardin du Palais Royal, which was very peaceful. I got this book for free at the museum because one of the exhibits was closed, so I decided to sit here and read it while I could because my suitcase was way too heavy to take it with me, and then I left it at the Airbnb for hopefully someone else to enjoy. Hello, today's my last weekend day in Paris, which is crazy. It's my last day to spend the whole day doing whatever I want. And I want to have a very chill, just hangout day. I don't want to rush around seeing a bunch of stuff. I just want to hang out. I couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day, and all I wanted to do was spend it outside. So I grabbed a snack from the grocery and made my way over to Luxembourg Gardens, where I managed to grab an iconic green chair, which was not an easy task on a day as beautiful as today. It felt like everyone in Paris had the same idea. And for the next 3 hours, I sat there journaling, people watching, and just overall reflecting on my time in Paris and enjoying the day. Hello, so today is my last day in Paris. It's not even going to be a fun day either because I have to check out. My Airbnb host is very kindly letting me check out late at 2, but my train's not till 6, so I've got some time to kill, so I'm not super looking forward to that. But I do have some closing thoughts on my time in Paris before I head out for the day. First of all, it's been a wonderful time. I love Paris. It's so magical. I am, however, ready to leave, not because I want to leave Paris, but if you don't know the backstory of why I'm even in Paris in the first place, basically I've been living in London for the past 3.5 years, and I wasn't able to renew my visa, so I was just if I'm not going to be paying rent in London, I might as well be paying rent in Paris. This was kind of my consolation prize for not getting to stay in London to myself. So I've been here for the last month, and now I have to get on with my life, I just really need to figure out what I'm doing with my life next. But I am briefly stopping for a few days somewhere very familiar. So that's something to look forward to. And then finally it's time to go home to America. I'm back in London. It was all a joke. I don't have to leave. Just kidding. It's actually very real. I'm just here for a couple days. I don't know how well you can hear because of the wind, but I'm just here for a couple days. I have a play to see that I booked before I knew I had to move. And then I also needed to pick up my bags that Rachel has so graciously let me store at the flat. So here for a couple days, and I'll show you what I get up to.
I did have every intention of vlogging this trip, but to be honest, it all just got to be a bit much. I was very in my feels and I just wanted to be there and enjoy myself and not have to worry about picking up the camera. But in short, I walked around in some of my favorite areas, got some of my favorite treats, including the M&S chocolate twist, the best thing ever. I got to have one last drink with some friends, finally toured the Tower of London on my very last day. And for my last bucket list item, I went to see Much Ado About Nothing with Tom Hiddleston. I was literally 20 feet away from him. It was amazing. And that's it for Paris and for London. I now am officially no longer living abroad. So next time you see me, I'll be back in America and I'll talk to you then.